lecturer of political sociology in the Department of Sociology at the University of Cambridge, and a patron of Peace in Kurdistan campaign, Dr. Thomas Jeffrey Miley. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you. As you know, the latest attacks are developing by Turkish troops against Kurdish freedom fighters. Turkish Defense Ministry has claimed that Turkey's present offensive against the Kurds is being carried out in coordination with the countries like friends and allies. Who are these friends and allies in particular, do you think? What is the evidence for the complicity of foreign and regional powers in Turkey's latest military operations?
I think that the most scandalous friends and allies come from the Kurdish region of Iraq. Actually, that Barzani was recently in Turkey with Erdogan, and the complicity between the Kurdish regional government and particularly Barzani and the Turks is scandalous, given the betrayal that implies with respect to Kurdish unity. But also, of course, Turkey is acting as a NATO power, and it's armed by NATO, Germany. It also has the complicity of the United States, obviously, in this. So, so I think this is what he's referring to.
Thank you. Secondly, what do you believe to be Turkey's real objectives in launching this operation at this time?
I think that this is an escalation of the post-2015 coalition that Erdogan has with the far right, in which the all-out war against the Kurds is seen as a formula for holding on to power domestically. I think that the timing, he's taking advantage of the full attention being certainly in the West, being on the war in the Ukraine, taking advantage of the situation to invade a neighboring country. You look in the Guardian, you look in the New York Times, you look in any of the Western press, and you don't see anything about it in the press. So he's taking advantage of the cover that the distraction of the full attention being paid to the Ukrainian conflict has. And then obviously, with respect to the situation inside of Turkey, there's a serious economic crisis going on inside of Turkey. And this, again, is a deflection of those kinds of the turbulence that's caused by that. So I think that helps explain the timing. But the broader trajectory is one of all-out war against the Kurds, both inside of the country and beyond the borders of the country, in Rojava as well as in Iraq.
Thank you. You mentioned the Turkey's economical situation as well, and what are the possible consequences in terms of casualties if Turkey intends to pursue its full-scale operation to the end? How can we make sure that more international media and political attention is given to Turkey's current actions that amount to war crimes?
I think it's a very good question, particularly as well as there's some serious allegations about the use of chemical weapons as well. So I think it is totally scandalous that the Western press is completely silent on this issue. Although it's not entirely surprising that the Western press is silent on the issue. I think it's important to continue mobilizing amongst the Kurdish community. The Kurdish diaspora needs to pressure the international organizations like Peace in Kurdistan has to keep on pressuring, doing what we can. But we're up against a real conspiracy of silence.
Yeah, thank you. That was very important evaluation about it. So, what do you think will be the impact of Turkey's military operations in destabilizing the region, as well as which regional forces will gain from it?
It's a really good question. I think that again, the big issue has to do with the complicity of the Kurdish regional government in this. It puts the Turkish defense minister's claim that they were going to hunt down to the very last terrorist, to use his word, to try to kill the very last terrorist, in their words. So moving for a kind of a Sri Lankan scenario where they're attempting total annihilation of the Kurdish movement, the freedom movement. I think it will be difficult for them to achieve that, although the complicity of the KDP makes it so that it puts the Kurdish freedom movement in a very difficult spot where they can get where they're surrounded basically from both the south and the north. I think obviously this is something that Baghdad cannot be happy about this situation because it's an invasion of their country. It's not clear who stands to gain from this, except for obviously Erdogan himself, assuming that it doesn't backfire on him.
Thank you. Turkey's military operations in Iraq and Syria are a violation of the international law. It's a war crime as well. Are there any legal mechanisms for stopping this action?
Are there legal mechanisms? I think that there are legal mechanisms that exist in principle, but in fact, what we have is this is NATO behaving in a completely lawless fashion, and we have to put this in a broader context of the war that is going on, which is a kind of world war that's broken out. That if we think about what's happening in the Ukraine, that what we have is a kind of extension of the conflict between the imperialist powers. We see an era of never-ending wars and inter-imperialist rivalries, and this is happening, a generation into the so-called war on terror, in which the international law has been completely trampled upon and completely distorted. And so I think that to have faith in the international legal mechanisms at this point in history, I think, is to think a little bit outside of the historical context which we live in, which is a historical context of never-ending wars and inter-imperialist rivalry, inter-imperialist war now taking place after a generation of the undermining of the international legal order. So I don't think that I don't have much faith in legal mechanisms to resolve this situation. I think that the question really has to do with the ability for the Kurdish freedom movement to defend itself on the ground.
Dear Dr. Thomas Jeffrey Miley, lecturer of the political sociology in the Cambridge University. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for your valuable comments today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.